Look, if you're completely over the broke student stereotype, surviving on instant ramen and stress, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're unpacking a highly practical playbook. We're going to look at how to take absolutely zero capital and transform it into a tangible 10 grand, all while still going to school, passing your exams, and keeping your social life intact.
Okay, let's dive right into it. We've got 5 main stops on this roadmap: the 10K goal, 4 paths to cash, winning with online services, the 10K skill pyramid, and finally, investing your wealth.
Let's start with our big initial milestone, the first $10,000 goal. When you're a student just starting out with no money and no real qualifications yet, this is a beautifully challenging target, but it is entirely realistic. A lot of beginners make hitting this milestone way harder than it needs to be. They jump on these high upfront cash trends, right? They try day trading or they throw whatever tiny student budget they have into crypto, just hoping for a lucky break. But hitting this goal is really about internalizing this quote: making money is a skill and not luck. Once you figure out how to generate that first 10K through a reliable service, you prove to yourself that earning income is a repeatable, scalable skill. It's not a fluke. You learn that you can do it again, scale it up, and build a solid foundation for real wealth. So let's move on to section 2, 4 paths to cash. If we strip away all the noise and completely ignore the get-rich-quick schemes, how do you actually get there?
Well, it comes down to comparing the 4 real options you have when starting from scratch. We'll look at scalability, upfront cost, and speed to cash. First, in-person services. Think washing cars. Our source shared a great anecdote about doing this in his teens. He'd walk around wealthy neighborhoods looking for immaculate gardens but dirty cars. His bet was, hey, if they obsess over their garden, they definitely want a shiny car on their driveway too. It's cheap to start and you get paid fast. But you can only wash one car at a time, and you certainly can't do it while sitting at a Tuesday afternoon lecture. The scalability is incredibly low. Then you've got local products. Say you build custom RC planes. Fun hobby, but the cost of materials completely eats up your profits, and your local market is just way too small. Global products, like dropshipping, solve the customer base issue, but they require you to constantly trap your money in restocking inventory. Which leaves us with section 3, winning with online services. For a busy student, this is hands down the ultimate winner. It brilliantly combines the limitless reach of global products with the low-cost perks of service-based work. And this perfectly illustrates exactly why it's the superior choice. 70 to 80%. When you sell physical products, you might eke out a 20 or 30% profit margin, and most of that has to be immediately shoved right back into buying more stock. But with online services, a massive 70 to 80% of the profit drops straight into your pocket from day one. You don't have to drain your bank account buying inventory just to get off the ground.
So, looking at those incredible margins, the immediate question you're probably asking yourself right now is, well, what online service should I actually offer? You've got options like video editing, copywriting, running ads, firm nail design. How do you even choose? To figure that out, you really need to sit down and answer these 3 specific questions. 1, what are you already really good at? 2, what do you actually enjoy learning about? As a student, you're literally already in a learning mindset, so use that. And 3, what problems do businesses consistently struggle with? The absolute sweet spot is exactly where those 3 answers overlap. And here is a critical piece of advice. Do not get stuck spending months trying to perfect your skill before offering it to anyone. Start earning and learning immediately. Just set your prices a little under the market rate so you can get that real-world experience under your belt. All right, once you've picked your service and started getting reps in, it's time to scale. This brings us to section 4, the $10,000 skill pyramid. This pyramid is the overarching framework you need to turn a basic online gig into a high-income machine. It's built on 4 core elements: positioning, leverage, reach, and automation. And you have to master all of them together. If you miss even one of these elements, you're going to stay stuck at the bottom, working incredibly hard, but never quite breaking through to that 10 grand goal. Let's break them down. Let's focus on positioning and leverage first, which are all about how you frame your value. Look at charging for hours versus charging for ROI, a return on investment. The hard truth is, businesses do not pay for effort, they pay for results. If you charge by the hour, you're viewed as a replaceable expense. And honestly, as a student, your hours are strictly limited by your classes and homework anyway. You hit a ceiling really fast. But if you position yourself as someone who brings in tangible ROI, meaning their strategy directly brings in leads and sales, you become a highly valuable asset. They don't care how many hours it took you between study sessions, they care about the results. Put yourself where the money is being made. The third element is reach. You want clients coming to you, and you do that by consistently showing your work online. Our source mentioned this amazing anecdote about a speaker who was looking for a graphic designer to create movie-style posters. He searched on TikTok, and one creator completely dominated the results. When contacted, the designer said he was literally just posting his designs for fun. It wasn't even a side hustle yet. But because he put his work out there, his inbox was flooded with clients begging to work with him. He let his reach do all the heavy lifting. Always document and share your work. The final piece of the pyramid is automation. Here is a staggering reality check. 95% of freelancers fail before they even get going. Why? Because they promise to deliver on time and then they completely miss their deadlines. Reliability beats talent every single time. By using a CRM system to automate your client notes, emails, and deadlines all in one place, you make working with you completely effortless. Plus, when you're cramming for midterms or writing a massive term paper, having software automatically manage your clients is the absolute best way to survive without dropping the ball. Okay, so you've applied the pyramid, your service is absolutely crushing it, and you've hit your $10,000 goal. What comes next? Now we pivot to the final section, investing your wealth.
Because remember, the rich just spend their income on things like designer clothes and nights out. But the truly wealthy, they use their income to make even more money. To do that intelligently, you walk up this risk scale. You start at the safest foundation with a high-yield savings account. This builds a cash safety net so you're never forced to sell investments at a loss if an emergency pops up. Next, you move up to index funds, which are incredibly low maintenance and reliable. Once you're totally comfortable there, you can start learning the market dynamics with individual stocks. And finally, right at the top of the risk scale, you can explore volatile assets like cryptocurrency by smartly dollar-cost averaging in. To really highlight the sheer power of this, let's look at step 2 on that scale. Index funds. $5. That is roughly the cost of a daily coffee on campus. If you simply redirect that $5 a day into an S&P 500 index fund, starting right now at age 18, and achieve average historical market returns, you would retire with over $1 million. Let that sink in. The power of compound interest starting at 18 is massive. It is truly that simple to build long-term passive wealth once you get the engine running.
Which brings us to our final provocative question for this explainer. Going forward, will you see your income just as something to spend, or will you see it as a powerful tool to make more money? The choice is entirely yours. You now have the playbook to generate highly profitable cash between your classes and the exact framework to turn that cash into lasting wealth. Start building your 10 grand today.